Well, it's that time of the year again. Everyone starts acting like they care about the Olympics. But for us, we are gearing up for the World Baseball Classic. And I've been racking my brain about what I wanted to talk about for this one. I thought about making my early picks for who will play in the championship, but there are a lot of stacked teams this year. It seems that now, more than ever, everyone's taking a deeper interest in the WBC. It puts the best talent on display by each country. The best talent was dependent on what players actually wanted to play, as opposed to focusing solely on spring training. Believe it or not, there was a time where a majority of players did not want to play in the WBC. Before it was called the World Baseball Classic, a global-style tournament was part of the Summer Olympics. Then MLB and the Players Association proposed their own tournament, separate from the Olympics as an invitational event. There was another contender for this World Cup-style tournament of baseball, and it was called the Baseball World Cup. MLB was not terribly happy that the Baseball World Cup was the original tournament. They started in 1938, along with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The Baseball World Cup had some roots to it, but MLB had felt belittled by this. The Baseball World Cup was considered amateur level, because no top-level players were allowed. Mainly Japan and US leagues were not allowed. So MLB suggested to the IBAF, International Baseball Federation, that the WBC should be sanctioned as the official World Championship, because MLB wanted to host a tournament that would include all top-level talent. So there's currently another invitational tournament, with a similar format called the WBSC Premier 12. This one emerged in 2015 with a fun twist. No player active on any MLB roster is eligible to play. So that makes the Premier 12 most popular in Eastern Asia. MLB's WBC is the only invitational tournament that is allowed to hand out the title World Champion. Because the WBC is viewed as the true tournament for the best country to be represented in baseball, the Premier 12 is viewed as a forever second. So the WBC emerged triumphant as the top tournament after viewing everyone else as competition. But it does not stop there. The WBC has hosted 5 championships. Japan has won 3 of those 5. The US and Dominican Republic have won the other 2. The US did not win their first WBC until 2017. So MLB had to watch 4 tournaments over the span of 11 years and still had not won. Now America is a country that does not like to lose. We either buy our way to victory or we go to extremes. But it took over a decade to finally win, and then play runner-up to Japan again in 2023. That won't sit well with MLB. You probably remember Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani squaring off for the final out for the championship. MLB loved that this was the lasting image people had from 3 years ago. The part MLB doesn't like is that even though they won the spotlight with the WBC before the regular season, they still lost with Team USA. And this is what led to the big push for players to join Team USA. It used to be a thing where the best players on teams never played in anything that was an exhibition. And Aaron Judge is a great example of this. He only played in the Home Run Derby 1 time, and it was during his rookie season in 2017, and he won. Since then, he is always invited back, but rejects the offer and says he wants to focus on his swing mechanics and pursuing a World Series title with the Yankees. And this is the mindset that so many players normally have. You never see top players playing an entire spring training game anymore. Exhibitions against minor league teams before the season starts. Because there was such a great presence for teams like Japan, Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Mexico, Puerto Rico, and so many others, those really good players have injected such great talent every 3 years. After Team USA won the 2017 WBC and the 2020 WBC was canceled because of the pandemic, MLB urged its best stars to play in 2023. It started with Mike Trout, and then everyone else followed. For this year, Rob Manfred has been encouraging players to go against the norm and join in the WBC. This is why MLB is taking such a hard stance on social media, to show when players like Paul Skeens, Tarek Skubal, and Kyle Schwarber opt into playing. They want a similar situation in the championship. They just don't want Team USA to lose again. It is embarrassing to take away an invitational event that had existed since 1938 out of raw jealousy. It is even worse when your team can't win the championship every 3 years.
Baseball's already won.
Joe Davis famously quoted Benji Gill in the final at-bat of the 2023 WBC. Quote, "Baseball has already won." That is a unique statement that does hold a lot of truth. For people like me, yeah, this is awesome regardless of the outcome. And looking at every country, there is great talent spread across all teams. There's nothing better than waking up at 6 a.m., putting on a pot of coffee, and watching 2 teams play to start the day. This is my version of the Olympics. I'll drop everything to watch this. You see the best talent that's available from every country, potential stars that haven't made it big yet, and the passion of the fans and the players are on another level. I love seeing the fans of different countries and how they celebrate a home run, a strikeout, a win. It's fun to see different cultures' take on the game, to see how deeply rooted players are when representing their own countries. I could keep going on, but the WBC, even though MLB forced their way into making it the tournament that's sanctioned to say world champion, it's so much fun to watch. It's a great primer before the regular season starts. New videos last Friday of the month. I wanted to make my prediction on which country I think would win it all. I could say USA or Japan, but I don't want to go with the bandwagon approach. I'm choosing Puerto Rico. Do not sleep on this team. Also, Nolan Arenado is on the team, even though he was on Team USA in 2017 and again in 2023. He will be playing for his mother's Puerto Rican heritage. That is one of the strange things about this. What does qualify you to play for a different country? And we talk about that over on the Patreon.